Greetings, cinema enthusiasts. Today, we plunge into the captivating universe of the Avatar film series. We're delving into the excitement of the upcoming, all-Avatar film, that James Cameron, after astonishing us with the first two installments, is now preparing for its third. The anticipation for what's to come is electric, and we're eager to explore the cinematic wonders awaiting us. Watching Avatar, I felt sort of the same as when I saw Star Wars in 1977. That was another movie I walked into with uncertain expectations. James Cameron's film has been the subject of relentlessly dubious advance buzz, just as his Titanic was. Once again, he has silenced the doubters by simply delivering an extraordinary film. There is still at least one man in Hollywood who knows how to spend $250 million, or was it $300 million, wisely. Avatar is not simply a sensational entertainment, although it is that. It's a technical breakthrough. It has a flat-out green and anti-war message. It is predestined to launch a cult. It contains such visual detailing that it would reward repeating viewings. It invents a new language, Na'vi, as Lord of the Rings did, although mercifully I doubt this one can be spoken by humans, even teenage humans. It creates new movie stars. It is an event, one of those films you feel you must see to keep up with the conversation. The story, set in the year 2154, involves a mission by U.S. Armed Forces to an Earth-sized moon in orbit around a massive star. This new world, Pandora, is a rich source of a mineral Earth desperately needs. Pandora represents not even a remote threat to Earth, but we nevertheless send in ex-military mercenaries to attack and conquer them. Gung-ho warriors employ machine guns and pilot armored hover ships on bombing runs. You are free to find this an allegory about contemporary politics. Cameron obviously does. Pandora harbors a planetary forest inhabited peacefully by the Na'vi, a blue-skinned, golden-eyed race of slender giants, each one perhaps 12 feet tall. The atmosphere is not breathable by humans, and the landscape makes us pygmies. To venture out of our landing craft, we use avatars, Na'vi lookalikes grown organically and mind-controlled by humans who remain wired up in a trance-like state on the ship. While acting as avatars, they see, fear, taste and feel like Na'vi, and have all the same physical adeptness. This last quality is liberating for the hero, Jake Sully, Sam Worthington, who is a paraplegic. He's been recruited because he's a genetic match for a dead identical twin, who an expensive avatar was created for. In avatar state he can walk again, and as his payment for this duty he will be given a very expensive operation to restore movement to his legs. In theory he's in no danger, because if his avatar is destroyed, his human form remains untouched. In theory. On Pandora, Jake begins as a good soldier and then goes native after his life is saved by the lithe and brave Neytiri, Zoe Saldana. He finds it is indeed true, as the aggressive call. Miles Quaritch, Stephen Lang, briefed them, that nearly every species of life here wants him for lunch. Avatars are not be made of Na'vi flesh, but try explaining that to a charging 30-ton rhino with a snout like a hammerhead shark. The Na'vi survive on this planet by knowing it well, living in harmony with nature, and being wise about the creatures they share with. In this and countless other ways they resemble Native Americans. Like them, they tame another species to carry them around, not horses, but graceful flying dragon-like creatures. The scene involving Jake capturing and taming one of these great beasts is one of the film's great sequences. Like Star Wars and LOTR, Avatar employs a new generation of special effects. Cameron said it would, and many doubted him. It does. Pandora is very largely CGI. The Na'vi are embodied through motion capture techniques, convincingly. They look like specific, persuasive individuals, yet sidestep the eerie uncanny valley effect. And Cameron and his artists succeed at the difficult challenge of making Neytiri a blue-skinned giantess with golden eyes and a long, supple tail, and yet, I'll be damned, sexy. At 163 minutes, the film doesn't feel too long. It contains so much. The human stories, the Na'vi stories, for the Na'vi are also developed as individuals. The complexity of the planet, which harbors a global secret. The ultimate warfare, with Jake joining the resistance against his former comrades. Small graceful details like a floating creature that looks like a cross between a blowing dandelion seed and a drifting jellyfish and embodies goodness. Or astonishing floating cloud islands. I've complained that many recent films abandon storytelling in their third acts and go for wall-to-wall action. Cameron essentially does that here, but has invested well in establishing his characters so that it matters what they do in battle and how they do it. There are issues at stake greater than simply which side wins. Cameron promised he'd unveil the next generation of 3D in Avatar. I'm a notorious skeptic about this process, a needless distraction from the perfect realism of movies in 2D. Cameron's iteration is the best I've seen, and more importantly, one of the most carefully employed. The film never uses 3D simply because it has it, and doesn't promiscuously violate the fourth wall. He also seems quite aware of 3D's weakness for dimming the picture, and even with a film set largely in interiors and a rainforest, there's sufficient light. I saw the film in 3D on a good screen at the AMC River East and was impressed. I might be awesome in true IMAX. Good luck in getting a ticket before February. It takes a hell of a lot of nerve for a man to stand up at the Oscarcast and proclaim himself king of the world. James Cameron just got re-elected. Avatar: The Way of Water. James Cameron wants you to believe. He wants you to believe that aliens are killing machines, humanity can defeat time-traveling cyborgs, and a film can transport you to a significant historical disaster. In many ways, the planet of Pandora in Avatar has become his most ambitious manner of sharing this belief in the power of cinema. Can you leave everything in your life behind and experience a film in a way that's become increasingly difficult in an era of so much distraction? As technology has advanced, Cameron has pushed the limits of his power of belief even further, playing with 3D, high frame rate, and other toys that weren't available when he started his career. But one of the many things that is so fascinating about Avatar: The Way of Water is how that belief manifests itself in themes he's explored so often before. This wildly entertaining film isn't a retread of Avatar, but a film in which fans can pick out thematic and even visual elements of Titanic, Aliens, The Abyss, and The Terminator films. It's as if Cameron has moved to Pandora forever and brought everything he cares about. He's also clearly never leaving. Cameron invites viewers into this fully realized world with so many striking images and phenomenally rendered action scenes that everything else fades away. Maybe not right away. Avatar: The Way of Water struggles to find its footing at first, throwing viewers back into the world of Pandora in a narratively clunky way. One can tell that Cameron really cares most about the world-building mid-section of this film, which is one of his greatest accomplishments, so he rushes through some of the setups to get to the good stuff. Before then, we catch up with Jake Sully, Sam Worthington, a human who is now a full-time Na'vi and partners with Neytiri, Zoe Saldana, with whom he has started a family. They have two sons, Netayam, Jamie Flatters, and Loic Britton Dalton, and a daughter named Tuck Trinity Jolie Bliss, and they are guardians of Kiri, Sigourney Weaver, the offspring of Weaver's character from the first film. Family bliss is fractured when the Sky People return, including an Avatar Na'vi version of one Colonel Miles Quaritch, Stephen Lang, who has come to finish what he started, including vengeance on Jake for the death of his human form. He comes back with a group of former human now Na'vi soldiers who are the film's main antagonists, but not the only ones. Avatar: The Way of Water once again casts the military, planet-destroying humans of this universe as its truest villains, but the villains' motives are sometimes a bit hazy. Around halfway through, I realized it's not very clear why Quaritch is so intent on hunting Jake and his family, other than the plot needs it, and Lang is good at playing mad. The bulk of Avatar: The Way of Water hinges on the same question Sarah Connor asks in the Terminator movies: fight or flight for family? Do you run and hide from the powerful enemy to try and stay safe, or turn and fight the oppressive evil? At first, Jake takes the former option, leading them to another part of Pandora, where the film opens up via one of Cameron's longtime obsessions, H2O. The aerial acrobatics of the first film are supplanted by underwater ones in a region run by Tonawari Cliff Curtis, the leader of a clan called the Metkaina. Himself a family man, his wife is played by Kate Winslet. Tonawari is worried about the danger the new Na'vi visitors could bring but can't turn them away. Again, Cameron plays with moral questions about responsibility in the face of a powerful evil, something that recurs in a group of commercial poachers from Earth. They dare to hunt sacred water animals in stunning sequences during which you have to remind yourself that none of what you're watching is real. The film's midsection shifts its focus away from Sully Quaritch to the region's children as Jake's boys learn the ways of the Water Clan. Finally, the world of Avtar feels like it's expanding in ways the first film didn't. Whereas that film was more focused on a single story, Cameron ties together multiple ones here in a far more ambitious and ultimately rewarding fashion. While some of the ideas and plot developments, like the connection of Kiri to Pandora or the arc of a new character named Spider Jack Champion, are mostly table setting for future films, the entire project is made richer by creating a larger canvas for its storytelling. While one could argue that there needs to be a stronger protagonist-antagonist line through a film that discards both Jake and Quaritch for long periods, I would counter that those terms are intentionally vague here. The protagonist is the entire family and even the planet on which they live, and the antagonist is everything trying to destroy the natural world and the beings that are so connected to it. Viewers should be warned that Cameron's ear for dialogue hasn't improved. There are a few lines that will earn unintentional laughter, but there's almost something charming about his approach to character, one that weds old-fashioned storytelling to breakthrough technology. Massive blockbusters often clutter their worlds with unnecessary mythologies or backstories, whereas Cameron does just enough to ensure this impossible world stays relatable. His deeper themes of environmentalism and colonization could be understandably too shallow for some viewers, and the way he co-opts elements of indigenous culture could be considered problematic, and I wouldn't argue against that. But if a family uses this as a starting point for conversations about those themes, then it's more of a net positive than most blockbusters that provide no food for thought. There has been so much conversation about the cultural impact of Avtar recently, as superheroes dominated the last decade of pop culture in a way that allowed people to forget the Na'vi. Watching Avtar, The Way of Water, I was reminded of how impersonal the Hollywood machine has become over the last few decades and how often the blockbusters that truly make an impact on the form have displayed the personal touch of their creator. Think of how the biggest and best films of George Lucas and Steven Spielberg couldn't have been made by anyone else. Avtar, The Way of Water, is a James Cameron blockbuster, through and through. And I still believe in him. Avtar 3. Avtar took us on an unforgettable journey to the planet of Pandora, where we witnessed the breathtaking landscapes, the fascinating Na'vi culture, and the groundbreaking visual effects that revolutionized the film industry. Now, with Avtar 3, we are returning to Pandora to continue the epic story. One of the most captivating aspects of Avtar is its immersive and stunningly realized world. The attention to detail, the vibrant colors, and the lush environments transport us to a place beyond our wildest imaginations. We can expect Avtar 3 inches to push the boundaries even further and introduce us to new wonders and adventures. The cast of Avtar has always been exceptional, and Avtar 3 inches is no exception. We'll see the return of Sam Worthington as Jake Sully, Zoe Saldana as Neytiri, and Sigourney Weaver as Dr. Grace Augustine. Their performances in the previous films were outstanding, and we anticipate even more depth and emotional resonance in the upcoming installment. One of the aspects that made Avtar so groundbreaking was its use of groundbreaking technology. The motion capture performances brought the Na'vi characters to life in a way we had never seen before. We can expect Avtar 3 inches to continue pushing the boundaries of visual effects, creating a seamless blend of CGI and live action that will immerse us in the world of Pandora like never before. James Cameron's visionary storytelling has always been a hallmark of the Avtar franchise. We can expect Avtar 3 inches to continue exploring themes of environmentalism, spirituality, and the human connection to nature. The story will undoubtedly take us on an emotional roller coaster, with thrilling action sequences, heartwarming moments, and thought-provoking messages. As we eagerly await the release of Avtar 3, there are many questions that need answers. What new adventures await Jake and Neytiri? How will the conflict between the humans and the Na'vi evolve? What new creatures and locations will we discover on Pandora? In conclusion, Avtar 3 inches holds the promise of being another groundbreaking cinematic experience. With James Cameron at the helm, the extraordinary visual effects, the talented cast, and the immersive world of Pandora, this film has the potential to transport us to new heights of wonder and excitement. And that wraps up our journey through the world of Pandora and our review of Avtar. If you enjoyed this video and want more film reviews and cinematic explorations, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and share it with fellow movie enthusiasts. Leave your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. What did you think of Avatar? We'd love to hear from you. Remember to subscribe to Film Review Zone for more exciting reviews and insightful analyses of your favorite films. Until next time, keep watching, keep exploring, and keep loving the magic of cinema. See you in the next adventure.